Hey everybody! Okay, so we are rebooting Let's Learn to Art Journal. And what we're going to do is I'm basically going to redo the first part because I didn't save it anywhere. So if you've already seen Lesson 1 Part A, you can skip this one, but if you haven't, here you go. So what I want to talk about is actually starting an art journal page. You can start an art journal page from two places, all right? You can start with your, and I don't think I have anything in this one. Oh, yeah, I kind of do. Let me turn it over to the other side. You can start from a position of a picture you want to draw, all right? It's very obvious the key of this page is the picture. This was actually playing with the resist technique is what I was doing. And then the text was very much an add-on. I don't think anybody's got a doubt in their mind that that's how this page came about. All right, but, and I don't know that I have one in here, but you can do it the other way. This is kind of my experiment journal. Let me see if I have one that is started with text. And I don't know that I'm going to in this one because, like I said, this is kind of my experiment journal. But if you have one that starts with the text now, then, well, actually this one did, but you'd never know it. If it starts with the text, you end up with a very different feel because your everything else is kind of, well, maybe you can tell. There is no real focal point here on my images. There's not a predominant art image, and that's because I didn't start with art. I actually started with words on this page, and I painted them out. It's a very common art journaling technique. When you have something you need to get off your chest, but you don't want it to be out there for all the world to see, and you don't want, when you come back to that page, that to be what you see, the negative. You want to see the positive. I can tell you I was not feeling good when I did this page, which is ironic because I'm sick as a dog today, y'all. So if I sound funny, that's why. But I wasn't feeling good. I was feeling really run down, and it was side effects of my surgery. And if you don't know what I mean, well, that's a whole other conversation. But I had felt great, and then all of a sudden I was having all these side effects that I wasn't really prepared for because I had felt so great. And I was really tired and run down, had no energy, obviously, because the whole focus of my point was that I was going to be energized. And so I wrote all that down, and then I just started painting it out. And I painted it out with these colors that are here in the background first. And then I made a circle here for my be energized, and I painted out over here that wasn't there again. And then I added all these doodles, and then my central theme of how I'm going to address that problem. All right. But this page is a million years from this page, right? Because they started from very different places. Okay. So, if you saw the other one, you know it's way longer than this is, but that's pretty much the nutshell of, for me, the difference between if I start with an image I want to draw or if I start with words that I am trying to, and emotions. It really is generally emotions that I'm trying to deal with. Where I end up is totally different. Also, I will tell you that 9 times out of 10, the page that I end up with is way more personal than feeling. Because, I mean, there's nothing personal about this. When you look at this, you just think it's kind of a good mantra. You don't know that, you know, in the layers of paint there are tears, but I do. And so this page feels way more personal to me than one, and I'm going to cry, one where I was just drawing that day. The drawing ones, they're fun and they're cheery, and I feel this happiness when I look at them. And this one, even now, this has been a while. I didn't date it, but it's probably been a couple of months. it still feels very emotional to me. And so I don't generally share these pages. Sometimes they are very personal. If you read them, they would be very personal. This one isn't, but it still feels very personal because there is a lot of me, and a lot of what I was going through at the time in this page. So kind of be aware of that. Be aware that where you start with a journal page is going to bring you somewhere very different. All right. So the first page we're going to do, which is I'm going to do it. I'm going to film it right after this one. So if I'm still going to sound sick and I may cry because I'm already kind of edgy anyway, is going to be starting with journaling, starting with the words, because I know a lot of you, when I posted this the first time, said you never really thought about the fact that you could start with the words. You normally start with the art. This is very therapeutic. It's very facing your problems head on and taking them out kind of journaling. And it's very different than just having a good time playing with your art supplies and making a pretty picture. So be prepared for that. Be prepared for the fact that this may not be a happy thing to do, but it will definitely be a growing thing to do. All right, so that is lesson 1A for Let's Learn to Art Journal, and I will see y'all in just a few minutes for lesson 1B.